Today we're diving into the heartbreaking story of Air India Flight AI-171, a London-bound Boeing 787 Dreamliner that crashed just moments after takeoff from Ahmedabad, India, on June 12, 2025. This tragedy claimed 241 lives, with only one survivor. What went wrong? Why did this happen? And what can we learn from this devastating event? Stay with us as we break it down. On June 12, 2025, at 1:38 p.m. local time, Air India Flight AI-171, a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, took off from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, bound for London Gatwick. Just 59 seconds later, the plane plummeted into the Meghaninagar residential area, crashing into a hostel dining hall at BJ Medical College, about 5 kilometers from the airport. The impact caused a massive explosion, with thick black smoke visible from miles away. The crash killed 241 of the 242 passengers and crew on board, including former Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani. Additionally, at least 4 people on the ground, including medical students, lost their lives. The sole survivor, Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, a British national of Indian origin, miraculously escaped through an emergency exit and is receiving treatment. This disaster is one of India's worst aviation tragedies since 1996, leaving the nation and the world in shock. The crash occurred on Thursday, June 12, 2025, at approximately 1:38 p.m. Indian Standard Time, just moments after the plane departed from runway 23. By 1:43 p.m., it had crashed, having reached a maximum altitude of only 625 feet. The rapid sequence of events left little time for response, and emergency services were mobilized within minutes. The flight was carrying 242 people, 230 passengers, and 12 crew members, including 2 pilots and 10 cabin crew. According to Air India, the passengers included 169 Indian nationals, 53 British nationals, 7 Portuguese nationals, and 1 Canadian. Among them was Vijay Rupani, a prominent political figure in India. The plane was piloted by Captain Sumit Sabharwal, a highly experienced pilot with over 8,200 hours of flight time, and First Officer Clive Kunder, with 1,100 hours. The aircraft, a 12-year-old Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, was heavily fueled for the long-haul journey to London, which intensified the explosion upon impact. Seconds after takeoff, Captain Sumit Sabharwal issued a Mayday call to Ahmedabad's Air Traffic Control, ATC. For those unfamiliar, a Mayday call is an international distress signal used in aviation to indicate a life-threatening emergency. It's derived from the French phrase "M'aider," meaning "help me," and is repeated 3 times, Mayday, 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 to ensure clarity over radio communication. According to the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, the Mayday call was made at 1:39 p.m., but no further communication followed. The Express reported that the last words heard during the Mayday call were engine failure, suggesting a critical issue with the aircraft's engines. ATC attempted to contact the pilots, but the radio fell silent, and the plane crashed seconds later. This brief communication indicates the crew was aware of a severe problem, but had no time to elaborate or attempt an emergency landing. The exact cause of the crash is still under investigation by India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, AAIB, and a Boeing technical team. However, several theories have emerged based on preliminary reports and expert analysis. Engine failure. The pilot's mention of engine failure during the Mayday call points to a possible issue with one or both engines. Former pilot Captain Saurabh Bhatnagar suggested that multiple bird strikes could have caused both engines to lose power, a rare but catastrophic event. Flap configuration error. BBC Verify reported that some experts believe the aircraft's flaps may not have been properly extended during takeoff. Flaps are critical for generating lift at lower speeds, especially for a fully loaded, fuel-heavy jet like this one. In Ahmedabad's high temperatures, around 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit, thinner air requires higher flap settings and greater engine thrust. A configuration error could have prevented the plane from gaining sufficient altitude. Hydraulic or mechanical failure. The fact that the landing gear was not retracted at the time of the crash suggests a possible hydraulic system failure, which could have compounded other issues. Experts also noted the plane's nose-up position in video footage, indicating it was struggling to climb, which aligns with mechanical or aerodynamic problems. Bird strike. Some experts in India have pointed to a bird strike as a potential cause. A collision with a bird or flock of birds can damage engines or critical systems, especially during takeoff when the plane is at low altitude. However, a double engine failure from a bird strike is considered extremely rare. While sabotage is being explored, favorable weather conditions in Ahmedabad rule out adverse weather as a factor. The investigation will rely on the recovered black box, likely the cockpit voice recorder or flight data recorder, to provide definitive answers. The loss of Air India flight AI-171 is a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the risks of air travel, even in modern aircraft. Our thoughts are with the victims, their families, and the sole survivor, Vishwash Kumar Ramesh.